my niggas is heavy there. I'm out Delaware, 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 my niggas is heavy there. Talking they looking for me, them pussies ain't never there.
We got the jizzle in the building, shooters in the background. Let a nigga step Mossberg sitting back down. Whoop, they do the book, fuck niggas, yeah, I'm back now. Let everybody start, bunch of funny niggas fat now. Dope game silly, all these plugs earn the rats now. Free shit's nitty, all these frauds want rap now. 20 throw his dukes up, try me to death. Put the G's in your swag, made it cool to wreck the set. All my niggas heavy head, play with heavy metal gear. Cash shot it, burn his body like Patron the Belvedere. Talk about it in they rap, but these pussies never there. Real recognize real, I look familiar everywhere. That's why they see me on the TV, banging on my CDs. Getting to that money like I'm bagging up some OZs. Scratching and surviving, now I'm stacking and supplying. Boys going through the city and these haters can't deny it.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. 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 Talking they looking for me, them pussies ain't never there.
They still boss where I come from. Frauds where you be at. I'm on Delaware where pussies don't really be at. I rack the bag that the place is OT at. Different forklift, them killers don't need ski masks. Shout to Dumb City where Boob and KB at. 20 money baby, the dub is where they react. Project money, the bucket, the 2-6. Shout to KG, plus Grams and Larry Lips. Couple shooters out 40, go to war for me. Yellow with the purple, throw it back, grab Ori. Most of the monster, 2-night Esco. Giving out funk work, crab claw, let's go. We round like the West Coast, talking ain't the topic. Shooting like pool, 8-ball, corner pocket. Airplane mode on you niggas, I'm the pilot. I-95, 302, we get it poppin'.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. 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 Talking they looking for me, them pussies ain't never there.
I got some niggas in the box with the ox walking the wreck yard. Shouts to be near while they move on my baby Randolph. Certified goons all down for some shooting. Real for John J, them crackers uptown roof them. Can't forget Flies, Larry Lips, and G.Y. Breeze what it is, all the ox and they salam. Northern been the same since ain't got all the time. Damn, JJ, you was triple, what you doing? The pig told him Damo, Bam got an elbow. Jerry took a plea for the 7 but got railroad. The feds grabbed repo, Nav kept the Gito. Leak was getting money, but the Jacks miss Rico. Bert, that's my people, live by the G-code. Who got 8, but they rock KG though. Box can't come home, Shan on death row. Moose shook the feds, but PA wouldn't let go.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. 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 Talking they looking for me, them pussies ain't never there.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Oh, these things. All right, let's move this a little bit closer. All right, so the brothers and sisters out there can hear. This is, you know what I'm saying, this is Rooted Speech Radio, and I am here with Captain Aria. You know what I'm saying? Salakia? Hold on, I don't think I can hear you. Hold on. Go ahead.
No sign crash?
Yeah, there you go.
Good to go?
Yeah. All right. So yeah.
Coming through clear?
Yeah, so we was we down here tonight, man, you know what I'm saying? Last night, man, was an awesome show. If y'all didn't get a chance to check it out, you can go back and check out the show. Salaki, is that me?
No, that's me.
Oh. All right, so you know what I mean? So last night it was a real good show when we was on for like 2.5 hours. So, if you you want to call in or whatever, if you want to call in to the show, of course, you can call in now or whenever throughout the show. Like I said, last night was an awesome show. So if any brother or sister want to check that out, it's on the channel. You understand? You could check that out. And we had Delisa in here last night. We had Mataza Pa, Isaiah Ward, and Captain Aria and myself. We was in here getting it on. So what can I say?
Doing it big.
Yeah.
We got to figure out if we're going to do it on Friday or Saturday, or just always keep it both. Maybe we should always just do both.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have no issue with doing it either night. You know what I mean? Any night.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind doing it at all. You You know what I'm saying? Like we was like before we came down here, we was watching Drugs Inc.
That's what that show is? Drugs
Yeah,
Inc?
Drugs Inc. Yeah, we was watching Drugs Inc. Well, I was watching it. And Captain Ariara happened to come in and catch it or whatever. But it was like it just shows you like the culture, like the culture of like our people is just like just drug addicts.
Yeah, drug addiction is a big part of being black. Unfortunately, being black in America.
Right, and like I see like like when you think about like a brother who sells drugs. Now I've been in the streets, right? So I understand like a brother that's in that lifestyle because you might feel like you have no other option, right, to get your bread, and I understand that, right, because you gotta make money, right? You gotta eat, right? But at the same time, like when you really think about it, in hindsight, it's like it's all the money that you can make is not worth all the time that you're gonna get once you get caught.
Right.
Because it's like it's a for sure thing that you're gonna get caught.
Right.
Whether it's today, tomorrow, or something. I got a brother who calls me every day from jail, and he's been locked up now for 7 years now. And when I first met him, I knew him for 2 years, and for the time that he accrued that money that I sit back and watched him make for those 2 years, it does not even count to what it is today. It's like literally like now, like with the time that he's been in and the time that I seen him make, he's probably making like he probably made like if you're gonna just count that money to like equate it to like how much time he had to spend in jail, it's like $1.64 a day. You know what I'm saying?
He balled out for like a couple years and in exchange did 10 years in jail. It wasn't worth it at all.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it at all.
So,
Salaki, sir, could you?
I think.
I'm sorry, Salaki.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to put the number in the chat.
What's the number?
Your
number?
Yeah, I don't really know it. It's a new number. Hold on, I can get it for you.
I got it. It's 302.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it in.
302-467-8837. 302-467-8837. Call in.
467.
Share your important opinions with us. That's the number to do it.
So you said 302-467.
302-467-8837.
8837.
Yeah.
Most High in Christ. All right.
467.
All right. So, Milwaukee. Yeah. So, everything is going crazy right now. Really, pretty much what's going on. I'm sorry. You was saying something? I think I had cut you off.
I think what were we saying about choosing the life of crime or choosing to sell drugs? Everybody in the black community knows is the truth. Knows that it's more than likely if you sell drugs, if you get high, it all only end you going to jail, only end you dying and whatnot. But the problem is that the power of lust and the power of just doing what makes you feel good is so strong and it's so enforced in America. It's like we watching that TV show and we watching these rappers who you watching them, they full out drug addicts, but they're rappers and they are successful rappers on the come up, and that's many of our entertainers who just full blown drug addicts, but they got a talent, and that's why we know their name and we know that they're popular and they're famous. Yeah, but they're full blown drug addicts, and that lifestyle is promoted. Right, that lifestyle that they live is promoted, even though it leads to an early death, even though it leads to jail time. It's made so glamorous and so amazing in America that it's hard for a lot of people to resist in our community to resist, selling drugs, getting high, at least damn sure getting high. Yeah. It's damn near impossible for most of us to resist.
Yeah, because, them dudes be on Vlad TV just like...
dozing off on the Vlad TV all the time.
They be like... you niggas is broke.
Oh, fuck niggas. Go right back to sleep.
It's like, damn, man. We gotta stop hating on each other, man. Let's maybe try that this year. Because it's like, damn, at some point, you got to be like, okay, I can't hate this brother and I can't hate this sister because we in the same boat when it comes to all this, man. So, I remember, let me see, was it like last year, they was gonna take away something off of Instagram.
They was gonna take away the likes?
Yeah, like the like button or something like that.
You wasn't going to be able to see the likes or something like that.
Yeah, it was like, and people was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all over.
Yeah.
And because we put all our strength into that.
Into attention.
We can get. Right. So when Mark Zuckerberg said, you know what, take away the like button.
And this social media is a drug like all the other ones.
Yeah, it's a drug. I've seen the progression of women on Facebook over the years. Like when I first seen you, you was taking face pics, and now you got the whole, you know what I mean? You got the whole what was saying last night? I forgot what it called last night.
The whole what?
The dude said the Doonies.
The Doonies.
Yeah, you got all the Doonies out right now.
Out.
Yeah. So I definitely like what you said. I see the progression, and I just see that, you know, how bad we are for attention. And it's a thing called histrionic disorder.
What's that?
Histrionic disorder is like the need for acceptance.
Oh.
Yeah, attention, acceptance
or attention.
And it's a disorder that directly comes from social media.
What's the name of it again?
Histrionic disorder.
How you spell that?
You probably have to say it to the Google.
He was honest about it. Yeah,
I was probably like HY histrionic disorder.
It's a mental health condition that affects the way a person thinks, perceives, and relates to others. Genes, tell me shit. Abuse is not really telling me.
Because I remember
a person with histrionic personality disorder seeks attention, talks dramatically with strong opinions, is easily influenced, has rapidly changing emotions, and thinks relationships are closer than they are.
Yeah. Because, man, I remember General Muhammad was bringing that out, and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you see, like, people, like, you know how many people is in prison right now off of Facebook and Instagram?
There's been all of them now.
Yeah, it's like, damn.
All of them right now.
And if I could, sir, because you know what, right? I was watching First 48, right? I was watching First 48, and it was a guy, they were trying to find who had murdered, it was like two people who had got murdered, and they were trying to find out who it was. But the one thing that they knew was that it was the murder happened at a gas station. So at the gas station, the thing was the video was like grainy and messed up, right? So they couldn't see who it was on the tape, who it was in the car who was shooting the AK. Because when they got there, they found that it was AK shells that were all over the ground. But they couldn't find the other car. So once you know, they had put it on the news and stuff like that, they had got a name from like somebody, right? They got a name. They go on the dude's Facebook. They go on his Facebook. He's on the Facebook like in the front seat of a car, like throwing up gang signs, you know what I'm saying? He throwing up gang signs, and he has a gun, right? He has a gun, right? So the cops looking at his Facebook page. He's doing a live video. He has a gun, right? He's got the gun. He's throwing up gang signs, right? And then on the back, he got the camera face. He got the phone face towards him. He's on Facebook, but you can see in the bottom part of the video, you can see something laying on the seat. And when he moved, when I think it was somebody in the back seat had moved, and all they did was freeze the video, and they blew it up, and they looked and saw that it was an AK sitting on the seat from the video that he was in, and that's how they caught him. They caught him through Facebook. And it's like crazy because like a lot of and this brother got life in prison. He ended up getting life in prison. He was like 19 years old. He got life in prison because once they knew, like once they had the name, they was able to see that he had they was able to see that he had the AK right from on the seat. And then what ended up happening was they knew a car. They looked up and ran what kind of car he had, and they spotted the car. They pulled him over and caught him with the AK in the car. And then they matched the bullets at the scene to his
weapon.
Yeah, ballistics to his weapon, and found out that his AK was one of the shooters that was out there when this brother got killed. And the brother that they killed was it was the wrong person.
They didn't get to kill who they wanted to kill.
Yeah, it was the wrong person. It was a mistaken identity. They thought that he was a Crip, but he wasn't. He was just a brother who was just going to the store.
Wearing blue?
No, he was just a brother that was going to the store just to get like some milk or some diapers.
They was looking for a particular person. He looked like that person.
Yeah, he looked like that person. And look, this ain't no joke.
You know, that's probably because they was like we were saying earlier. It was probably high, and then what the hell?
Yeah, but it's real too because look, let me, if I could, sir, right? It's real because I was in this hotel room, right? This was back in in my days when I was in the world or whatever. But I was in this hotel room, right? And it was a drug hotel, right? So this hotel, if y'all don't know what a drug hotel is, it's just a hotel where
they sell drugs out of it?
They sell drugs out of it, but most of the patrons that are in the hotel are just drug addicts. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that'd be any hotel, right?
That's most hotels.
Yeah, but these specifically is a crack motel.
Yeah.
So we're only in the room just to sell drugs, right?
Yeah, so you go into me. Let's break it down. So it's a hotel. Somebody had to book the room, right? Somebody had to buy the room. Who buying the room? You?
No, a fiend had copped the room. You know what I mean?
So a practitioner of the crack.
Mm-hmm.
He bought the room.
Mm-hmm.
He got the room, and he invited y'all to come sell to him or sell to people in general.
Sell to people in general.
Did he want to cut it with the money y'all made?
No, he just got high.
So he was just chilling.
Right, because a lot of these crack motels, they be linked to police officers, like the police stations and stuff like that. So like if you check into a hotel and you have a warrant, that could automatically get a hit. I've literally been in a hotel room where I've came into the hotel room, I'm in there for like maybe an hour, and next thing you know, this happened to me before, next thing you know, the cops is knocking on the door and they like, yo, you got a warrant.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
that's smart police work.
Yeah.
So my point is, I'm trying to understand it. So he bought the spot. Y'all come in here to sell drugs. So there's people coming in and out of the room.
Yes, people are coming in and out of the room. Right.
And the cat that bought it, he just chilling. He don't really care.
Yeah, right. He just high. He off to the side. I'm actually there because I was like a driver for this girl who was already hustling and making money, right? So we in the room, and next thing you know, some dude that she knew from out of town, these dudes that she knew from out of town, I think they were from Jersey or something, and they came to the room, right? So now they come into the room, and it's two of them. So I'm sitting on the bed, she's sitting on the bed, and the two niggas come in. So I could tell, like, the niggas kept looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kept like kind of like, you know how like you can kind of like see out of your peripheral vision? Like out of your peripheral, like when I would look like, say this way or something like that, I would see them like kind of like looking at me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, these niggas, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm getting, my point, I'm saying that all this is to get back to the point where I said about the mistaken, where the brother had mistaken and they killed the wrong person. Right. So they were like, so then they got up, right? Because they were sitting like on the two. If you know these hotels that have like a table with two chairs or something like that, and they were sitting at the table. So they got up and went outside. So they get up, they both go outside, and then like one of them, he comes back and he kind of like looks at me again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like. So I tell her, I'm like, yo, what's up with your peoples? You know what I'm saying? Like they keep like looking at me and shit, like, what's good? Yeah. And then so she went and she was like, you know, like just like she went to go talk to him or whatever. And then dude came back and was like, yo, man, he was like, no, man, he was like, yo, man, you know, I don't mean no disrespect or nothing like that, but you know when a nigga say he don't mean no disrespect, he better say some disrespect was it. Yeah. He like, yeah, but he was like, what's your name? And I'm like, at the time I was going by Twin. I'm like, Twin. He like, your name ain't such and such. I'm like, nah. He like, was you in Jersey like a couple weeks ago? I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. He like, you sure, man? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, what's good? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, what's up? And he like, yo, man, he was like, I thought you were this dude that was robbing niggas up there in Jersey. Yeah. A nigga that was robbing niggas. And he was like, look, he was like, you know, we talked to homegirl and she told us who you was and shit. But he was like, yo, I ain't even going to hold you. He was like, we was calling niggas to come through, to come get you. And I'm like, yo,
that nigga must look just like you.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, it's a nigga.
Person.
It's a nigga robbing niggas that look like me,
look just like you.
And if you know what I'm saying, if they wasn't able to get it,
if the sister wasn't there, that would mean yes.
Yeah, because he was like, yo, man, we was like really like calling niggas, like to
if she
come
wasn't
down
there,
here.
that'd probably been a rap for you.
And that was it. Like, and that's why I realized, like, you know, I could have gotten killed over mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Over me, over somebody out there that a nigga might think looks like me, and he don't know. He just looking at like, oh, well, this a nigga right here.
Yeah, the sister in the chat on YouTube, she said criminals aren't very smart, and criminals aren't very smart, and black people are terrible at crime. That's why we go to jail so much, because we committing crime. Because, you know, for certain reasons, like you said before, because of poverty, because we ain't got, a lot of us don't have much option. But we're terrible criminals, and you know we should find another way to do things.
Drugs, hoes, and casinos.
Drugs, hoes, and casinos.
And the thing was, I had the reason for the title was because we was watching. Drugs Inc. Yeah, Drugs Inc. And actually, you went to Vegas.
Yeah, I went to Las Vegas a month ago or something like that.
Right, you went to Vegas.
Had a great time there.
Right. And so while we was watching it on the Drugs Inc., I was kind of like wondering, like, is that what Las Vegas is? Is it just like a place where you just go get drugs, hoes, and casinos?
I think for people in the world, that's for sure. That was my first time going there, and I think for people in the world, the whole saying of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right.
That's for sure the spirit of the place. Now I think when I went, it was a little different, because it probably was different from years in past, because of course it was 2020 and it's the coronavirus, so the shit was probably for sure different. But the whole spirit and the vibe is, you come here and you spend all your money, you have all the pleasure that you feel like having that you wouldn't be able to have back home. Right. All the drugs, hoes, and casinos. All the liquor you want. They got 24-hour bars and whatnot. It's for sure a spirit of, you know, drugs, hoes, and casinos.
Yeah,
you can get away with some foolishness.
Oh, okay. So it's not super big.
No, Vegas is small. Vegas is a small city.
Small.
It's a small city. Yeah, it's a small city.
Damn. And so I was like, you know, I'm like, damn.
And the casinos and the drugs, hoes, and the casinos is the whole point of the place. It's like, that's it. You know, you go to some cities, and you know, you might go to a place that, you know, is famous for certain things, but people still live there regularly. But this place is like, for the most part, it's about the party, and it's about the tourist attraction. Right.
Like, and if I could, like, go back to a point that you said when you said that we're not good at crime.
Right.
And I think that's where you get the badge of honor from. Is actually not being good at crime.
Yeah, going to jail does give you, we were talking about that in the house earlier. Going to jail for sure gives you extra stripes.
Right. So
really you should get back. You should get props for never going to jail. Like, doing all the crime in the world, never getting locked up. That should be he should be the most gangster cat ever. But I don't know. I guess it's going to jail is so tough. Going to prison is so tough. Once you live through it, you come back. It's like, oh man, he did 10 years. He did 5 years.
Yeah, you know, jail is degrading. You know what I mean? I can't see why anybody would even want to be there or not give it. I mean, okay.
Nobody want to be there, I don't think.
Well, right. Nobody wants to. Some dudes, I'd be like, damn, maybe you do like being there. Because, like, these dudes, I've met dudes that was on, like, 5 beds. Like, this the 5th time they've been back to jail. And it's like, damn, this is the 5th time you've been back here to jail.
I think people, they get caught up in the lifestyle. It's like it's a lifestyle.
Like, you go to jail every other summer.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and then, like, you go back so much that the COs know you. They're like, and then you go in there and you like, yo, I hold weight.
You know what time they're gonna get to bring the food out?
Yeah, I hold weight because I've been here so many times that I know that I know everybody, and it's like, that is so goddamn dumb and ass backwards. I you know, and then like, okay, so the brother who gets life in prison, he's the realest nigga. Remember we saw that?
He's the one that killed somebody. He the one that sold all the drugs. He the one that did something crazy. And he's in there for life. He's in there forever. So. Right.
So he's so gangster that he's not allowed back on the streets.
But yeah, that's true. That's true.
he's not allowed back on the streets.
He so tough. They said you can't never come back.
Yeah, you graduated.
You can't never come back to this motherfucker.
That's what it is.
I guess so.
You completely graduated from the streets because you are no longer able to be on them anymore.
Cause that's
That's a
tough.
real nigga right there. That's a real nigga.
A real nigga. You so tough. You such a killer. They say you were banned from the public.
Yeah.
You banned from the public. You can't never come back this motherfucker again.
I'll try to tell
I
you.
guess that's true.
I'll tell you, you know, like hope is a mug. You know, a lot of these cats who be locked up, they'll have 20 years and still have hope. The nigga in jail will be like, man, I'll be home in a little bit. It's like, damn, nigga, you got 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's all you really got in there. I never been to jail. I never got locked up or nothing. But I feel like, you know, if you in there for that long, all you got is hope. Shit, if you in there, if you got locked up at 25, your best hope is to get out at. You said 20 years. Your best hope is to get out at 45.
Right.
So you still gonna be alive at 45. You ain't gonna drop dead at 45 more than likely. So hey, you just got the hope of just starting a life once you get out at 45.
And then remember that a lot of these brothers was dying. Oh, the sister. Hold on 1 second before I go. The sister said Chicago said all the money you will make being a drug dealer isn't worth destroying your own people. That's absolutely right.
That's the what's the word? That's the big moral reason why it's wrong. The simple thing is that you shouldn't do it because you're gonna get locked up forever. You shouldn't do it because you're gonna get killed. But the bigger thing, the real reason why you shouldn't sell drugs is because it's a detriment to your people.
Yeah.
The real reason why you shouldn't sell drugs is because you're destroying your people. You're doing what generations and generations of black people have done in this country, which is do things, pick a lifestyle that is destroying everybody around you.
Right.
And, you know, black people by now should know that being a drug dealer, doing drugs is absolutely destructive to our community, and anybody that does it just doesn't care about their community.
Right. Yeah, that's heavy because, you know, like even like what you said, like some brothers would be like, well, I'm gonna live. Well, 45, I'll still be alive. Like, remember, that made me think about.
Yeah, I was thinking like if I went to prison now, I'm 22. So if I went to prison now for 20 years, if I kill somebody, my hope would be I'm gonna get out at 42. I know I'm gonna still be alive. Like if I can survive that 20 years, I'm gonna, age ain't gonna take me out at 42. I'm gonna be alive.
You're gonna come out there, gonna be like, hey, what up, old head? Old head. Then you're gonna be the old head.
Back in my day, we used to wear Yeezys and Timberland boots.
Yeah, Timberland boots. And you know what? Like, a lot of these brothers is going to jail and dying from the COVID.
Kind of heard about. I haven't heard about that. I heard that there is coronavirus in the jails, but is the cats dying like crazy in there?
Yes. I remember Commander Jimmy Hanna brought it out on the grill on the Black Watch show, where it was like, I think it was like, I forgot what state it was, but it was a lot of people that was going to jail for minor offenses, and they caught the COVID while they were in there and died.
It makes sense because coronavirus is the prison and jail is such a confined spaces.
Right. If I may, Salakia, sir.
It's hard to social distance in that motherfucker.
Right. Okay. Right. Let me see. Probably about 10 minutes from here. Not even 10 minutes. About 8 to 8 minutes. Right. It's Gander Hill prison, right? In Wilmington, right? So it's like about 8 minutes away from where we at right now. And in this jail, it has about 1,400 inmates in there. This is where my homeboy's from. I mean, not where he's from. Yeah, that's where he's at. And he said half the prison has COVID.
It makes sense because you're so confined.
Right. He caught COVID.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Right, and right now he's like, damn, he's like, man, I don't even got no symptoms, you know what I'm saying? But they got, he was like, I tested positive, and he's like, man, I'm in this room, they got us all on this pod, and he said, I see people coming in coughing, and people that's going through
quarantine,
but some people experience symptoms more than others.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
he said, man, mild symptoms.
Yeah, so he said you got people in there that's not really experiencing symptoms, but then you got like some people in there like,
nigga on the bed,
damn, they're like dying, and the COs ain't going in there. He said the COs they not coming in there.
COs ain't coming in there.
So they just literally like in there. You know what I'm saying?
They just throw some food for him, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and he's still in there. He's still in.
How long he been quarantined?
He been quarantined. This is about 3 weeks now.
That's so long.
Yeah, he said they haven't came and took him out.
The whole coronavirus thing. I bet you that like the stories like that, I didn't hear about stuff like that. So I bet in 10 to 20 years, it's gonna be all types of stuff that we don't know about now that we're gonna figure that happened during this time because it's definitely an unprecedented time.
Right. Yeah. And do you see how like in New York where they putting the bodies at?
What's that?
In New York, they got a place called Dead Island.
Dead Island?
Yes, and that's where they put the bodies at of the people that is catching COVID and dying. And it's a place in New York City where they have. It's like literally like they just got mass graves.
Yeah.
And they just putting the boxes in there. They stacking them up.
New York City was rough. I think some places we didn't. I think a lot of conspiracy theories come in because in your area or your city it's not that bad. Like not that many people have caught it or anybody at all. But if you go to certain cities like that, it's rough. It's terrible. It's like a movie about. It's like a science fiction movie about when it comes to how many people is dying and all the death and destruction is going on. Mm-hmm. So yeah, New York is rough from what I've heard.
Yeah, and he, like I said, the brother was in quarantine and he's been in there for like three weeks, and it was a protest at the prison.
How they protest?
They was walking around the prison with a bullhorn. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like we know what you're doing in there. Let us out, this motherfucker. Yeah, let the prisoners out. Let them out. The ones that don't have a lot of time, let them out. And what they did was, what the jail did was, they made the inmates come out of their cells and sit in the middle of the floor, in the middle, so that they couldn't see outside.
I don't get it.
Right. Okay. So so the cells, right, would have they have a window that looks out front, right? All the people that's on the front. Because in a cell you have it's like a circle. I mean, like a cell block. It might be a straight line or a circle. So everybody that's in their cell, you have like a window that's in your cell that you can kind of probably see outside or something like that. So what they did was they had people come out of their cells and sit in the middle of the floor in the bay part, like where the TV and stuff would be. Yeah. And so that they won't be able to see outside the windows and see the protests going on.
Oh, so they wouldn't be able to get motivated by
Yeah. So they that's what they did. So they wouldn't be they
wouldn't be able to get inspired by the other people protesting. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we can get out of here. Let's break out of here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
I mean, I don't see how a protest is going to help in the goddamn prison. I mean, what you going to do? I mean,
they was like, let them out. And guess who was leading the protest?
Your man?
No, Jeremy McDowell's sister.
Jeremy McDowell.
You remember her?
Yeah, dude. That's Bam.
Yeah, Bam. Yeah. Bam's sister was there.
Yeah. I remember watching that shit. He died before you came in the truth, right, Bam?
Yeah.
I remember on the news watching that. I was in D.C. that weekend, going to camp and doing something, and I remember watching it on the news about some brother in Delaware getting shot in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and yeah, he ended up getting. He was shot in a wheelchair by like 6 cops. Damn. And then go ahead. I'm sorry.
Take it, the gentleman jack, so
Oh yeah.
The jack for the gentlemen. For the gentlefolk.
Let me see. I'm just on here real quick. Hold on. This is Facebook? Hold on. Yeah, this is YouTube. Okay. Okay, so on YouTube, so Parakia Benyamian says, Shalom family, rib of Captain Tazariak. Okay, Most High in Christ. All right. Wood Deer said, Lord in Christ. Asai Torres said, Shalom. Parakia Benyamian said, most criminals are not smart, right?
Yes, I said.
And yes, they are. And she said, Parakia said, yes, they are dying in jail. I have a friend that works in a PA jail. They are dying from COVID. That's right. Yeah. They are.
I haven't been hearing about it. That's like I said. That's something we only gonna really probably realize after this whole thing blow over. That's probably the thing that we gonna hear about that apparently. Mm-hmm. About how all these prisoners is dying in these jails because of this coronavirus.
Yeah. So it's like, now's not the time. Now's the time for you to do everything that you can do to stay out of prison. How about that? How about this year we say, okay, we're gonna be home because this is the time not to be locked up. Like if there was any time that you would not want to be locked up,
it's right now.
It would be like in the middle of a pandemic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it got to the point where like America is so goddamn stubborn in letting niggas out that they'll just leave you in there. They're like they would just rather like the whole population just die.
Yeah.
Before they just say, you know what, we're gonna let this nigga out because he only had like a year left or whatever like that. Before it gets to that point, it has to be like so big that there's like nothing else that they can do.
Okay.
You know, and that's what the governor of Delaware, he basically like is seeing what's going on. He see that the people are catching COVID. You know what he did? He just started splitting up the population and started sending them off into other jails. So you got brothers that's in Gander that's going down to Smyrna, going down to Georgetown, going to other jails, which is dangerous too in a sense.
That's how you just spreading the virus, if anything.
Right, and you spreading it, and if you a brother that's been in one jail, of course you've been in one, you've been in them all, but now you in a different one.
Yeah, now you gotta
with different people.
Adapt to that whole situation.
Yeah, with different people, different COs, different everything. So it's like kind of like they just uproot you real quick because they got an issue going on, and they could deal with the issue, but they don't give a goddamn about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So they like, what the hell? Just let them rot. What the hell? Put them in a room. Or everybody who gets positive for COVID, just put them in a room and just leave them in the room.
Right.
And that's what's been happening. And it's an issue that's been going on for some weeks now. After the protest, it kind of like died down, of course, because that's...
Yeah, a protest, it's probably even... I wouldn't to march around in the cell block, I don't see how this going.
Protest, I'm talking about they was outside.
They was in the yard.
No, the people, like the people that was free came to the jail.
Oh, I'm thinking you saying that the prisoners in the jail was protesting.
Oh, nah, you don't protest in jail. Nah, they gonna beat your ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gonna beat your ass if you try to do that in jail. I remember one time, right, when I was getting off, I was in Rikers, right? I was in Rikers Island, and I was, they pulled up to the Beacon. Remember I was telling you this story?
Yeah.
They pulled up to the Beacon. And the Beacon, if y'all don't know anything about Rikers Island, the Beacon is like the building where all the top killers. The top killers is at, the niggas with the high classification. So if you on the island in Rikers Island, you'll see there's a jail that has razor wire around it. There's a jail in the jail. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up going there. Now, everybody who was there that was on the bus with me when we was going to that jail, we was in other jails, but we had they started splitting up everything. So I went to the Beacon. And when we got there to the Beacon, the brothers that was on the bus did not want to get off the bus.
That's bad.
That's how bad. And I'm from Delaware. So I'm like, well, I'm not from this state.
Right.
Right? So if y'all niggas is from New York, Brooklyn, or wherever these niggas is from, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Harlem, all that, and y'all scared to get off the bus.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, so now I'm like, well, I'm not getting off the bus either. They like, yo, man, this the Beacon, man. Man, I'm not going in there. I'm like,
Notorious.
well, shit, I'm not going in there either. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on this bus. So look, the driver, the bus driver, he pulls up to the front. He's like, Williams, Jackson, Jones, such and such, get off the bus, right? So everybody's sitting there. He called the names again. Williams, Thompson, get off the bus. We all sit there and looking at each other. And the bus driver looked back, he said, come on, y'all, don't do this. He was like, yo, don't do this. So I'm still sitting there because I'm like, okay, I'm just kind of riding with the other brothers that's on the bus. Okay. So I'm like, I ain't moving, they ain't moving, I ain't moving. You know what I'm saying? So the dude was like, come on, man, don't do this, man. And nobody moved, so he was like, all right. He was like, all right. He called the people, right? So they came like they called like the squad. Yeah. The SWAT team. They came on. I mean, they was like, do. You know what I mean? Like marching.
They kind of like wearing like a riot gear.
Yeah, they wearing riot gear. Got the whole.
They got batons and whatnot.
Yeah, so they come. You can hear them like kind of marching like in a like formation. They come to the bus, doot, 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 and they was in place, but they were still marching, doot, doot,
You marching in place?
doot, doot, doot. Yeah, and and they got their batons like this, and they got their their shields.
Yeah,
they're like doot, 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 doot. So they still marching. It's kind of like an intimidating thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's like an intimidating thing.
Scare you.
Right. So the one dude comes on the bus, like I guess he was like their leader.
The leader.
Yeah. He comes on the bus. He like, look, whoever don't get off this bus, we fucking y'all up. I grabbed my shit. I was like, I got the fuck off that goddamn bus because I'm telling you,
say no more.
Say no more. Say no more. I was the first to go off the bus.
He said, say no more.
Let me tell you something.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah, that's all you had to say. Because one thing about me is I learn from, like, it doesn't take a lot for me to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take me to, like, keep getting my ass whooped to learn. Like, kind of like sometimes you could just learn by just understanding that this motherfucker ain't playing. Yeah. So, so if I'm not ready for the smoke at this time, not this kind of smoke, that I know I can't win, not that kind of smoke, I'm just gonna go ahead and deal, and just the Lord just got to be with me on my endeavor. Yeah, whatever happens after. But for right now, oh man, like they say, a foolish stand or a smart run. And I took the smart run because I walked off that joint and I walked in, and everybody off the bus, they ended up, some people got dragged off the bus, and some people just, followed my lead and just came off the bus too as well. You know what I'm saying? We ended up going in, and, it was a zoo in that mug. You know what I'm saying? It was a zoo for real. But now that I look back at it, man, I would have just got off the goddamn bus anyway. Some stuff, man, it like the reputation will precede it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like when I was there, I seen how it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, or these niggas think it was. It was like the reputation that they probably had from the past and stuff like that. A nigga's gonna be like, man, I ain't going in there, man. Just like you really got a choice, really. But it's just like a nigga who if you was about to send somebody to Pelican Bay prison or Sing Sing. Those names already precede. Those names already have a reputation. Yeah. So if anybody was about to go there, they're like, "Yo, man, I'm going to Sing Sing. Oh man, I'm going to Pelican Bay. Oh man, well, I'm going to Rikers Island." And they automatically, it's like cats like when it comes to prison, like cats are like they'll already bitch up because they already know because of the reputation of the place. And then once I got in there, I see that it wasn't all that it was talking about. And yeah, it's big homies and all that kind of shit in there. But these niggas is just regular niggas, just like everybody else. They just regular niggas. I will say this, those type of brothers that's in that type of place that are like the gang leaders and shit like that, like these brothers are charismatic. Yeah, these brothers are very brilliant in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like these brothers are brilliant. You could tell because it's like these niggas is like controlling like a gang. You know what I mean? But they're like a nigga that's like 20, 22, 20, 25, you know what I mean? Like they're not even like super old, but they have power. You know what I mean? But on the wrong side. You know what I'm saying? So when I was there, I would befriend these type of brothers. You know what I'm saying? I was friends with brothers that was like the leaders of the whole gang. And I'm sitting there just chilling at the table with niggas. And they looking at me like, damn, this nigga sitting at the table with fingers. Or this nigga sitting at the table with Judah. It was a nigga named Judah. Judah Blood. He was over the top of the whole shit. I'm sitting at the table with the nigga. The only thing I didn't like about the nigga was that he called me a little homie. I was like, oh, nigga, nigga. I'm older than you, nigga. Little homie. That nigga's like, yeah, this my little homie right here. I'm like,
he was doing it on purpose.
Little homie. God damn. Yeah, and I was bigger than that nigga.
Yeah, I know you was.
He talking about little homie. I ain't like that shit.
Judah Blood.
Fuck nigga.
Fuck nigga. Fuck nigga.
Yeah, man. But I tell you what, jail is like, and it's all going into the drugs, hoes, and casinos.
We got to go back to the hoes, man. We got to get into the baby mama discussion we was having before we came in here.
The baby mama discussion?
Yeah. Can I get the water and the
Yeah, I mean the baby mom
can I
thing.
get the champagne too?
Yeah, the baby mom.
Okay, the little discussion we was having before we came in here was that you were saying that in today's time.
Right, hold on. Paraka said, yeah, she said. So like, she said Rikers Island is very bad from what I've heard. I'm from New York City. Yeah, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
they better close Rikers Island down.
And I was there.
Is that bad?
I realized what I had to do in Rikers Island. Rikers Island is a place where you either gonna turn into an animal or you gonna get ate up by the animals that are there. And I remember my first day there, and we're gonna go into what you were saying too, sir, if I may. I'm just responding to the sister, but I remember the first day I was there, I was talking on the phone, and a Puerto Rican brother came up to me, and he like, yo, I'm saying like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm saying like that's my phone. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, hold on. So my daughter's mother is like, she's on the phone. I'm talking to her. She's like, huh? Well, that's who's that? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, what you say? And he's like, I'm saying like, you know, cause like he ain't really like come out with it.
Yeah, he wasn't being super aggressive.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm saying like, you know, that's our phone. That's my phone. And I'm like,
this the first day and night?
Yeah, my first day. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting pressed my first fucking day. Yeah. So he's like, I'm like, yo, let me call you back. Boom. I hang up the phone. I'm like, what you say? And he was like, that's our phone. So I'm like, what? Like, cause I'm like, okay, this is my first day. Yeah, this is my first day. It's time to fight. So I'm like, okay, I gotta fight this nigga now, cause this nigga is like, you know, he's talking shit. Yeah. And then so one of the other dudes, he was like a Latin king, that was with that brother who was coming up to me, who was a Latin king too.
And that's the Latin King's phone.
Yeah, that's the Latin King's phone. And so he told me, he said, I think he was like a you know, one of the like an older cats that was in the gang or whatever. He was like, yo, he was just telling you that that's our phone. And I was like, oh, my bad, man. I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't know, my bad. You know what I'm saying? He like, nah, it's cool. I'm just letting you know that that's the two blood phones. That's our phone. And that's the Muslim phone. And then that's the neutral phone. And then the neutral phone, the line was all the way. the
outside the cell block.
Yeah, the nigga that did, like, that's the phone for the nigga that don't have no affiliation with nothing.
He just a regular person.
Yeah, your phone, your line, the other phones, look, now think of it like this, right? There's four phones on the wall.
Yeah.
3 of them nobody's on. No, 4 of them nobody's on.
But that 5th one, the whole prison is on that one. The whole jail is on that one.
I'm like, what type of unfair shit is this? I'm like, damn.
That's when you went to that one because there was nobody on there.
Yeah, I just saw the open phone. I'm like, oh shit. Boom, I get on the phone. They like, yo, nigga, that's our phone. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, so he's like, yo, you know what I'm saying, that's our phone or whatever. He don't, you know, ain't mean nothing by it. He just letting you know this our phone. You know, that's how I go in here. And I'm like, oh man, my bad. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. You know what I mean? I'm good. Everything cool. He like, all right. You know what I'm saying? And I just went and sat down on the bed and waited till I could get on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, it's crazy, man. It's no joke. I tell you what, it's no need to be in jail, man. That shit is like for the birds. And the one thing that it did do for me was it helped me to understand like what was important in life. And it helped me to put my priorities straight. And it helped me to understand that what I thought was important wasn't. You know what I mean? Like I thought money, hoes, and casinos was important in life. And then I realized when you get all those things taken away from you, that shit ain't important. A nigga that's in jail right now would just love to go into a refrigerator. Like the stuff that we take for granted. Like
he would love to walk down the block.
Yeah, walk down the block, go to the store, you know, go and drive, watch what he wants to watch on TV. You know, like those little things that we take for granted is what a brother that's in prison right now is just hoping that he could do one day. You know what I mean? And so it's definitely like not a time that you should give up your freedom because it's nothing worth that in the world. You know what I'm saying? But what you were saying earlier, Salaki.
Yeah, we was talking earlier. You were saying how you were saying that you believe that overall, for the most part, that if you get with a black woman nowadays, and if you have kids with her, you're more than likely going to be put on child support. Is that the argument?
Yeah. Okay. I said that because I think that. And I'm not talking about in the truth.
Black women and black women.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
Right, but I'm not saying like a woman that's here in the school.
Yeah, we know that.
Right. I'm just speaking like
in general.
Black women. In general. And this is my opinion. This is not the truth. A truth's opinion. This ain't biblical. This ain't nothing.
It's your pure opinion.
Yeah, it's just my opinion. My opinion is that relationships in the world, when you get into those relationships. And it's kind of like the natural progression of a relationship is just to end up on child support.
To end up, broken up on child support.
Yeah, and broken up. Like when you look at like how like most women out here, not saying all women, but a lot of women are single with kids.
Some women.
Maybe in my generation.
Some women.
Maybe it's like the older women.
No, this child support is still cracking.
Because I don't know, because like that's like most of the women I've ever dated throughout my life were women who had kids, and that they were single, and the nigga that they used to be with was on child support.
That's the problem. The problem is that most black women have kids by the time they're 25, and that whoever they have kids with, they leave.
Yeah.
To your point, the natural progression is that you have kids with her,
and then
the relationship jam up.
Right, because at some point y'all gonna. Because even like in today's climate with the side nigga, the side broad, the side this, the side that.
It's really it's no rules.
Yeah, I don't need no nigga, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like with those type of like rules.
There are no.
Right.
The problem is there are no rules.
Right. So with that type of narrative,
just having sex.
Right. So I would say with that type of narrative, it's kind of like, okay, you're gonna get with this girl, everything's gonna be good, y'all gonna fall out, but when y'all fall out, y'all gonna have a kid together. I'm just saying if you're in that position.
Around that time, y'all
have a kid, y'all get together, something don't go right, she catch you cheating, or you catch her cheating, or whatever it is, or whatever the situation may be, and then y'all break up with each other, but y'all got that kid together. At some point, she might meet another nigga, or you might meet another broad. Y'all start fighting, but the kid's there now between both of y'all that got both of y'all connected with each other. And then before you know it, it starts getting ugly. She doesn't allow you to see the kid. And then at some point, you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a father. And then child support just comes up.
Yeah. Okay, obviously, there's an epidemic in the black community of broken homes and broken relationships between men and women and their children. That's obvious. And ain't nobody arguing against that. But I believe that, this is my opinion, is that also, even though by and large that what you're saying is true, that happens to like a lot of brothers and sisters, I think from a man's perspective, a lot of the problems and the issues that we have or could have with women can be avoided simply in the choosing of the woman, and the problem is that we're choosing women that are going to do that to you. You're choosing a woman that is going to leave you, going to put you on child support no matter what you do. And I think that's from the male perspective, that's a large part of the problem.
Salaki, Parakia said, I agree. My blood brothers, after they got divorced from their wives, all but one ended up on child support and paying alimony.
Because most definitely there's a type of woman in the truth or out the truth.
It's like those. Well, I'm sorry, Salaki.
That won't put you on child support.
Right.
That fuck all that. That there's a type of woman that you'll stay with, that you won't leave, that the home won't be broken up.
Right.
Child support will never come in the equation because y'all gonna be in a relationship. Y'all both gonna be raising the kids. It's gonna be too wild.
Right.
But the problem is that you gotta pick that woman first, and you gotta have a certain level of wisdom in your relationship. So,
well, okay, this is okay, because I'm just speaking from, I was on child support, right?
I feel like for a brother in the truth, you shouldn't feel like you you in the same predicament as every brother in the world.
Right.
And then that's what you telling me that you feel like any woman I get with is going. If I have kids with her, she's gonna put me on child support. But as a brother in the truth with a certain level of wisdom, you have a certain ability to know how to choose a woman. You shouldn't. If you know how to choose a woman, you shouldn't feel like I'm only going to be put on child support if I have kids, because you should know that. Because in all reality, there are enough women out here that won't do that to you, that won't leave you, that you won't break up with her, because she'll be a good woman as long as you teach her and guide her correctly. So
right, and I mean, for me, I was literally like, I mean, it was rough, man. I ain't gonna even front. It was, man, being on child support was rough because you don't know like what type of situation you're gonna be in at the time, and it's a horrible thing, man, because it just puts you on the books. And I got on child support not because I was a bad father. I got on child support because of an argument.
And that's a lot of brothers. It's not because they're bad fathers, because they have a personal dispute with their mother, and that's their way of getting back at the father.
But this is the crazy thing though. And I was afraid. I used to get into arguments, right? Mm-hmm. And I would stop at a certain point. Because she would always throw that as the threatening.
Child support?
Yes. She would say, okay, well, guess what? Well, I'm going to take you down to court. We're going to go let the court handle this. And I used to be like, whoa, all right, baby.
What you want?
It ain't like that, baby. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do nothing like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to take me down there, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and that. And then it would be like I would cower to the threat.
Yeah.
Because I knew how much child support has destroyed other brothers that I've
cripples you.
Yes, and I've heard all the horror stories. Okay. So it was like I was one tree I wasn't willing to bark up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, but then it was like it kept being more. Every time we would get into an argument, it would be more like prevalent in the argument. We just gonna go to the court. Let them decide. We just gonna go to the court. We just gonna go to the court until the time came where I just came from the club. I came from the club, and I was like, I was tipsy. I came up to my door, and I saw my mailbox was full to capacity, and I'm like, what the hell is this in my damn mailbox? I pull out the mail. It was like, a big, this big thing. I pull it out the damn mailbox, and I look on it. It says Department of Domestic Relations. I'm like, domestic relations? So I open it up. They like, the plaintiff, baby mom, the defendant, me. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Then they're like, you, and then child support move quick too. They don't schedule your court date out like 5 months or nothing like that. They give you, they was like, nigga, you gotta go to court in like 1 month. Like, cause I got them in like January. It was like, you gotta go to court next month in February. I'm like, damn. So I try to call, right? I get on the phone. I get on the horn. I'm like, let me call her and see what's going on. Boo, boo. You have reached the voicemail of, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, let me call back. Boo. You have reached the voicemail of, I'm like, oh, she ain't answering the phone. And then like literally like days, weeks leading up to it, she would not answer my phone call. She would not. She wouldn't even answer my shit.
She was smart.
She wouldn't answer my phone calls. Nothing. Next thing you know, we in the damn office, and I'm in there, and I'm like, oh, she ain't gonna show up, man. You know what I mean? I'm in the office or whatever. I'm like, I'm sitting there. It's like they like, yeah, you gotta be here at 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay, it's 9 o'clock. No sweat. I'm here. 9:15. Yeah. 9:25. Like, well, I'm like, oh, she probably ain't gonna show up, man. How long I gotta stay? You know what I'm saying? Y'all said it was at 9, right? They like, well, we'll give her 5 more minutes. I was sitting in that joint. Next thing you know,
9:04.
It was 9:35. 9:35.
Time.
Yeah, 9:35.
All the grits in the world.
It was like the little computer thing, like. I'm like, she like, oh yeah, she's out front. She's here. All right, and now it was like a cop back there, and he just kind of nodded at me like, yeah, I'm here because you about to get fucked. And I'm just making sure that you're gonna bend over and you're gonna take it.
Take it all the way. Take everything that you got to get.
Exactly. And they came up in there, man, and it's just like so goddamn. It strips all the power away from you. What can I say? And I'm not saying there isn't men out there that may deserve it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that like maybe you just be like, oh, I had this kid, fuck this kid. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck both of y'all. You know what I mean? And I would say to that woman that, you know, doesn't feel like she has that option, then maybe sometimes it might be warranted.
Yeah, I guess in essence, child support was created. I don't know why it was created, but in essence, in the best example of it would be that, you know, there's a father that refuses to take care of the child. Mm-hmm. Of course, the government would rather not give money to the mother. Right. So they find a way to force the father to support the child.
Right. So, sorry. Go ahead.
But the problem with America is, and that you know, the problem with America is that America is absolutely harsh, and that women have found a way. No, I ain't gonna say that. Women have been given away. I ain't gonna say they found a way. Women have been given away. Black women have been given away to manipulate the system into validating their emotions. So when they're angry about something, when they're mad about something, no matter how great the father is, no matter how much he's trying to support his child, the government gives them an out to cripple you financially. That's what the child support system often does to black people, to black men. It's not forcing a bad brother. It's not forcing an evil person to be good. Mm-hmm. And then that's what it, you know, in essence it should be. It should force an evil person, somebody that refuses to take care of their child. It should force you to do so. That's what it should do. Mm-hmm. Often that's not what it's doing. Often what it's doing is giving a woman a legal way to fuck you, like you just said. It's giving a woman a legal way to destroy your life, regardless of the fact that you want to be in your child's life. Right. And regardless of the fact that you are in your child's life.
Right. Exactly. That's right. Right. Hold on. Right. That's right. Like now, I remember. I think General Muhammad was breaking it down. The general said, he said now it's kind of like they come in like, okay, you didn't listen to all the billions of dollars we put out for you to have this abortion, and you didn't have the abortion. You made it past the abortion. All the jail, all the poor, the poverty, all the things that we did to make sure that you didn't have this baby. Yeah. Now that you had this baby, and we're at this point, we need to know who we're going to be throwing in jail.
Somebody got to pay.
Somebody's going to jail.
Somebody's got to pay.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, him? Okay, he's the one. Okay. All right. So now that he's here, and he's not taking care of this kid after we didn't put out billions of dollars so that you would kill this baby and not even bring him into the world. We subjected you to so much oppression and you still wanted to have this baby. Children. Yeah, he still didn't use no condom.
Still want to procreate.
Yeah, okay, no sweat. All right, now we're here to deal with who the hell we're going to lock up. Right. And we're here now with this nigga. Okay, this is what's going to have to be. I come in there like a goddamn idiot after talking to so many men who has been, you know, taken by the system that told me, hey, you go in there with all your payments of what you got to pay every month and give them a number of what you got to pay, and this is all you can pay with child support. I go in there like an idiot, like, okay, this is how much my rent costs, this is how much my bills cost, this is the number, this is how much I get paid every month, so I can only afford to do this much. Man, that lady was like, we don't need to see none of that. All we need to see is those pay stubs. And then when I showed her, when I showed her the pay stubs, she was like, "Woo, like you doing pretty good, huh?" She was like, "Oh, you making $13 an hour? Oh, you doing pretty good." I'm like, "That's not a lot of money an hour." She's like, "Oh, well, it's good for here." she was like, you know, up here, this is pretty good. So she's like, "Oh, you got some overtime?" I'm like, "Well, I don't usually get overtime. Well, it don't matter. We factor that in too. You know, we factor in overtime too." Oh, I was like, "Damn!" And That's what it is. So what I would say is, and I'm not saying that.
Now I get why you said what you said, because what you said about how most black women gonna do this and that to you, because you've been through it. And me personally, I ain't got no kids, right? But child support scares me. Child support legitimately scares me.
I'm trying to tell you.
Child support legitimately. that's legitimately. It's a fear of mine of having a child and that happening to me. You know, trying to have a kid and having a son or a daughter, you want to raise them and build them to be an amazing person. Nope. Nope. No. The bitch gonna take him. She gonna raise a kid, and you gonna pay for all his Christmas gifts.
18 years.
That's one of my biggest fears in life, is that being my story.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell
having
you.
kids. So I can understand how if you went through it, you would start to believe that that's what's gonna happen if I have another child.
It made me not want to have any more kids.
Exactly.
Like it literally made me.
That makes me not want to have kids. That makes me not want to have kids. Stories like that I've heard my whole life. That makes me, I shouldn't have kids.
It made me not want to have kids.
Because if a woman can so easily decide to do that to you, and she can just do it if she wants to, like she didn't. It's like flipping a switch. It's like you got the nuclear codes.
Right.
You can just hit a button and boom, I'm fucked for life.
Right. Yeah, because
I'm fucked for the next 18 years.
Right. Now a brother who's rich,
even them, they gotta.
Right, but he got 50 million, so he can afford to lose like so much. He can afford to lose a little money.
Even them, a lot of them rich motherfuckers be living paycheck to paycheck. They be having bigger checks.
Right. No, but
bigger bills.
Well, what I'm saying is this, if I may, is like, okay, a brother who's rich, he can, if say he got 50 million, he can stand to give you 10 because he still got 40 million and he's still good. And he's still good. But that brother who's got $20,000 and you coming for $15,000, I'm gonna have to kill your ass. You gonna have to die. And that's why we making these niggas flip. A lot of these niggas be getting on child support and be flipping the hell out.
White men do it all the time.
Yeah.
You don't hear about white men kill them wives all the time. Shoot up the courthouse, everything.
That's one thing that y'all don't understand about white people.
Yeah.
When you hear a white man say this phrase right here, he mean business. He says this, over my dead body.
He definitely means that. He's not playing. That's not like an exaggeration.
What he said, over my dead body?
You gotta kill me to get with this. You gotta kill me.
I will kill you, the kids, and I'll do my fucking self. I'll kill everybody in this goddamn house. That white man will wake up and kill the kids too.
They mean that. They definitely mean that.
We'll all die.
That's why America about to have a next rough couple years. That's what I've been hearing with this whole Donald Trump thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, and so like I say, man, I know that there's hope out there. I understand that, and it's a demon. And a brother told me that shit. He said, man, you not want to have kids because of what you went through, man. That's a demon. And I realized that. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know what I mean? But at the same,
it's a demon telling you that that's going to happen again.
Right, and it's just a horrible thought to think that I might have if I choose wrong. And I don't choose wisely, this could definitely be something that I could go through for another 18 years.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it could be avoided simply with a little patience and a little bit of better choosing. And
it was rough, man. I tell you, it was rough through the time. And there's sisters out there that's on child support too.
That's true.
Sisters that's out there that's paying child support. But it was like, and while I was in there, and I'm telling the mediator, like, hey, look, man, I don't have I live on my own. The way that y'all are taking all this money, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. And you know what they told me? They said, well, get a roommate. That's what they told me.
Yeah, and Jim Hyman said this years before. He said that child support is so evil because they made a way for it to be illegal for you to be poor. Mm-hmm. You said before, like a cat that got some money, he can afford to dish out a bunch of bread, and he can still live a good life. But if you a poor brother and they fucking you in the child support court, then they making it illegal. They found a way to make it illegal for you to be poor, making it illegal for you to be on middle class, only making so much money. And that's another evil part of it. That they found a way to make it illegal for you to be poor, and they can put you in jail because you can't afford a bill.
Yes, you're right. And I got laid off through my journey. I got laid off, and that lady called me and said, "We haven't received a payment from you, and we need to." I said, "Well, look, I got laid off. Well, we ain't got nothing to do with that." That's what she said. "We don't have nothing to do with that. You need to get in here and get you a job." And it was a white lady too. She was acting like she was my baby mom. Like I was like, damn.
She old bitter bitch that think she think you a deadbeat.
And she said, "You lucky." That's what she told me. She said, "You lucky you in Delaware, because it was out of PA, which is the worst state ever." You know what I mean? And when my daughter was 18, and it got to the point where my daughter was 18, and I was about to get off of child support, her mom writes writes a letter to the child support office asking them, inquiring like she was stupid and didn't know, inquiring like, well, if she goes to school, does he still stay on child support?
That's what they say.
Still try, like, now this particular state was like, no, when she turned 18, it's done, right? But there are states that say that if your daughter goes to college, you got to keep on paying. And she, as a last-ditch effort, tried to send a letter in, because they sent me a copy and said, this came into my thing and said, and she wrote, "I don't know. I just wanted to know, like, if she goes to college, does he still have to pay?" Like,
and that's, she did that because that money that she was getting every month.
Who hides it? Hulu.
Who hides Hulu? How the child support every month?
Bi-weekly.
About every 2 weeks.
So if you're a weekly employee that gets paid every week, it's every week. If you get it every 2 weeks,
paycheck.
every paycheck.
So every paycheck, every 2 weeks, she getting a cut of your bread.
Yeah.
For what had to be like 14 years or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
For like damn near 14, 15 years, she getting a portion of your check. 18 years come around, now that shit about to dry out. That for 14 years. She wasn't just, getting her hair, your daughter's hair braided and buying dresses. She was living off of that money. She was having fun with that child support money, and that's another problem. The money that the court forced you to pay to the baby mother doesn't always go to the child. It's called child support, but the bitch can do whatever the fuck she feel like with the money.
Right, exactly.
And she can and she be upset and sad when it's over because now she can't get get all the drinks she wanted at the club this weekend. She ain't got extra bread. She ain't just got extra bread sitting around because she has a child.
Right. And she don't. And she, and I tell you this to all my brothers out there, man. And I said earlier that, it was a thing that I was a little bit afraid of when I would get threatened with the idea of being put on child support. But guess what? Once I got on child support, I was relieved. I was relieved because that's one less thing that you can threaten me with, because it's already done now. So now it's nothing else. And then look, Salakia, you can also be put on child support because of the fact y'all can't. It might not be what you can't do for the child, that you don't do anything for the child. It might just be that y'all can't deal with each other enough to get money from each other. For her to get money from you. Like y'all might just $100. Right. So like she can't even deal with you. So it's like, let's go get child support, because that way I don't have to deal with you. They could just take the money out your check and it could be just done. But that is not a good thing. You know what I mean? Because it's those types of things, like these types of laws, is just like, it's not really, it's like they could give a goddamn about the kid. Really?
And a lot of it has to do with black people in our culture.
Yeah.
The problem is that we live in a culture where we're dependent on another race of people, another government, to do everything for us. So we can't hash out issues and disagreements. We can't solve issues ourselves. So we need somebody to figure it out. We need somebody to come in and say, okay, y'all can't sit down and have a conversation. Y'all can't sit down and pass some money over. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna force him to pay this.
Are you tricking tonight? Are you tricking tonight?
Are you tricking tonight? I'm gonna force him to come in and do what he got to do. The problem, a lot of issues that we have, we can overcome with better leadership in the black community, with better leadership and better standards. The problem is that we as a people in a relationship, you can't talk with each other. You can't talk. You can't come to no conclusions about nothing. You have nobody to go to fix your problems outside of the cops and the police and the court.
Right.
The court. The court is ruthless. The police are ruthless, and they're going to destroy you in the process of trying to solve the issue.
Right.
But if we had somebody within the black community to hash out these issues, to fix these differences, we wouldn't have. We could fix our problems without destroying each other.
Right.
In the process, the problem is that we can't overcome discrepancies with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We can't. We don't have any other way besides going to our enemies. Going to the government to do it. So that's the problem.
Damn. That's heavy, man. And the casinos.
The casino, man.
Was you good at the casinos?
Huh?
Was you good at the casino? Did you go in there and shoot some craps?
I've been in there, right? I put $10 in there.
I thought you were about to say I put it all.
I put $10 in there and I lost $10.
Yeah.
I'm not a gambling type. I'm not into that.
Right.
Maybe if I had a little more bread, I could, say I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna dedicate this amount of money, but I wasn't really there for that. I wasn't really there.
Yeah, the house always wins anyway.
I still had a great time in Las Vegas. The brotherhood and the sisterhood was great. It was amazing. Still had amazing. It was one of the best trips I had in a minute. But
yeah, the casinos, man.
It's just the gambling thing is not my thing. That's a certain
Yeah, you got to be a type of brother that's going to lose it all.
Yeah, it's the type of person that's into that. Shout out to Captain Goodall.
You willing to lose it all.
Shout out to Captain Goodall. Captain Goodall, he got that whatever that spirit of is. I'm just trying to risk it. I don't got that. I don't have. I just rather I don't get that.
Me either. I don't do that either. It's just like nah.
It's not even like it's. I kind of get competition. I get competition, but as far as just gambling, we just gonna risk everything. We just gonna risk it. I don't get the risk the whole. I get battling and fighting and competing, but gambling, I never really got that whole. It's kind of just I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just I don't like to lose.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, you more than likely you're gonna lose.
Right, for real.
Whatever. But a few brothers down there, they make some money. A few brothers they made some money. Heard a couple stories about a couple good stories about brothers coming up out of there, coming up a few $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, one brother made $800. I ain't gonna say his name, but yeah.
Damn.
He made $800 on a slot machine.
Oh, 800 on a slot machine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Some people be hitting big, man. You know what I mean? But
no, I ain't had nothing to say.
All right, so you wanna
what?
Call it?
You got something else to talk about?
No, not really.
I feel like we're missing something. Maybe
no,
not.
we went to the money, went to the hoes, and we went to the casinos.
Talking about casinos the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, because for me, the casinos is where the hose is.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't matter if BBCC, if it's CC Winans, if it's Beyonce, if they at the casino,
it's some hoes.
Nigga, they the hoes.
If it's more than one of them, they some hoes.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? I guess that's it, man.
This is always therapeutic for me, man. Therapeutical. If I think that's where Isaiah Ward, man, what's good, man?
Therapeutical?
I got the board. How am I working the board tonight?
He on the live?
Yes.
He ain't about shit.
Isaiah Ward is on the live.
Oh shit.
Isaiah Ward,
He told me he was coming today.
Yeah, Isaiah Ward, call in, man. I thought, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the board tonight. The engineer is supposed to be on the board.
That's not it. I heard 2 sounds all night.
That's right.
I heard 2. I heard a total of 2 sounds.
He put LOL.
I heard a total. I told her hold a total of 2 sounds this whole damn night.
So yeah, that's right, man. You know what I'm saying? Myself, DJ Tazayawan, and we got Captain Araya. He's the captain, and the rest of everybody else is peons. But just
the rest of y'all are some damn peons.
That was an inside joke from last night. Yeah, from last night. If y'all could rewind the video
y'all are some peons
and go through the video, like I said, it was a good video. It was a good show last night. You know what I'm saying? We had Isaiah War up in the building. We had Mataza Pod, Captain Ariel, myself, and Jaleesa was in the building holding it down with us. And hold on, here we go. Hold on, let's see. Hey, what's going on? Shalom, Lord of Christ.
Shalom, Lord of Christ.
What's going on, man? Look, hey, I got the board tonight. What's happening?
I think I heard one. Is you tricking tonight?
Are you tricking tonight? Are you tricking tonight? Are you tricking tonight?
That was the third sound. That was the third sound I heard all night.
Yeah, no, man. I'm over here doing the family thing. I ain't trying to catch no child.
You ain't making no noise tonight?
Yeah.
That's all good, man. Hey, look, sometimes you just gotta you know what I'm saying, just like chill out, you know, take that time to just rejuvenate yourself, man, and then, you know, when you get that time to take that rest, you take it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, because you know how like this job that we do, man, it's just like it's a consistent thing, man, until Christ returns. So, you know, so it's like constantly you got to be on the grind and constantly, you know. So when you do get that chance to take that rest, man, it's just good to just take it and then you just come back 10 times harder.
That's right. Which I know me, man. You know, I wanted to slide through, but I understand sometimes. You know what I mean? You know, we got to do that compromise thing, and you know, I can't be a jerk all the time.
Oh yeah. It's all good. It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying?
But nah, it's off the wild, man. You know what I mean?
There's no today.
Hello?
Today I got time, cuz.
That's right. I'm about to sound the alarm, man. I'm about to sound the alarm, man. But it's all good though, man. Yo, this is Isaiah War on the phone, man. He's the engineer. You know what I mean? And you know, so if y'all didn't hear a lot of sound effects tonight, it's because Isaiah War is in the bed. He's in the bed.
Night.
He's in the bed.
Night. Don't let the bed bug bite.
You was on point right now, sir.
Yeah, all the sounds all of a sudden. You know the word is motherfucker now.
Hold on, it's all good. Oh, so yeah, Isaiah War.
Sir.
Let me ask you a question. So what do you call collard greens on the ceiling?
Collard greens on the ceiling?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's that?
Walgreens.
What's this, dad joke hour?
Say Walgreens. Is the ceiling even the wall?
Huh?
Is the ceiling even the wall?
Yeah, it's a wall, yeah.
No, nigga, that's the
I call that somebody can't cook. You know what I'm saying?
So look, man. Yeah. So tonight's show. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this one thing before we roll out. Okay, tonight's show was called "Money, Hoes, and Casinos." So, so do you got anything you want to chime in about the money, hoes, of the casinos? Because you was down in Vegas.
Did we really talk about? We did talk about money. It's just child support is money, right?
Yeah. Well, we talked about the drugs and stuff like
what
that.
I will say is, money, hoes, and casinos, they all in the same place.
Yeah, that's right, man.
When you go to the casinos, you'll find the money, you'll find the hoes, and you know that they all in the same place. Man.
I think
I've seen a lot of.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say when we was in Vegas, you seen a lot of that. You seen a lot of them hoes out there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You definitely seen people out there thirst for that bread.
Yeah.
If they all in the same place.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Stars, the Stars app. I just got the Stars app. I'm on the trial right now, the 7-day trial. But after that, it's $8.99 a month. And I started watching P-Valley.
But that's what we get to talk about. I forgot about that. P-Valley. We should have talked about that show.
I got a chance to watch the first episode of P-Valley.
That show was absolutely disgusting, and that's why it's so entertaining.
That show is just like you in the strip club.
You feel like you was there, huh? You feel like you was there with him.
I'm like, this show was good and stinking. Just the way I like it. Yeah, that's right. That's actually my kind of show. Like something that's just straight up just ridiculous. And did you watch it, Azar War?
Nah, not like that, man. I'm not a big show watcher. I'm a documentary type thing.
Yeah, me too, man.
Dead.
You know what? You know what I would say? I think that not having cable is actually better because.
Way better.
But check this out, right? You have the option to go with whatever app that you want to go with for that month.
Right.
So
exactly.
so instead of you like watching regular TV and then just catching Stars, turning to the channel, you can actually just get the Stars app and then just watch everything all different stuff that's on the app. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's cheaper.
Right.
I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna end up figuring out that people are gonna keep doing that, and then they're just gonna say, okay, we're just gonna raise the price of Wi-Fi.
Or what they're gonna do is make an app TV. You know what I mean? Like everything is, you flip to this channel, it's a Stars app. Put this channel HBO. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just straight up. Yeah, you want to watch live TV?
They're gonna mess up the game.
Right, you want to watch live TV? You just go to the live TV app.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's getting there. I could definitely see that. But yeah, P Valley, man, it do have like homosexuality in it, of course. They always make this like the first episode I watched, man. It was a rapper nigga who was there in the strip club, a rapper nigga who basically got into some shit at the club or whatever with his homeboys. He walks into the room with the dude who who's the club owner, who's like a drag queen or whatever the hell you want to call it, and he basically is telling them what kind of girls that he got in the club. He's like, yo, I got these kind of girls, I got these kind of girls, I got these kind of girls, I got all kinds of girls you need while you here in this strip club. And the rapper nigga who's supposed to be the thug nigga, he says, well, everything you named ain't what I'm actually looking for.
Oh shoot.
So he was actually looking for the drag queen nigga. I said, damn. Salaki, what do Captain Ariana got me watching?
I never told you about that show. I never told you about that show. You know what I'm saying? We just happen to watch the same thing. Like a lot of people do.
I just messing with y'all.
A lot of people happen to watch the same things on TV.
That's right, man. So I definitely for the next show, I will be giving my synopsis on P Valley. Synopsis?
Word.
Hypotheses.
You got to watch the whole season first?
Yeah, I got to watch it just to let y'all know. And we're going to go, I'm going to let y'all know what I think. But also the Stars app is good because they got good times on there. They got the Jeffersons. They got different strokes. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it got something on there, man. They're not paying me for it. I'm just saying that what I saw. They even got, look, check it out. They even got Knight Rider on there.
Yeah, I ain't seen Kit in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, since you on the phone, man, we'll end the show out. We got Isaiah War on the phone. You understand? If anybody else had anything, hold on, let me see. Let me just check the chat real quick. If nobody has anything, we'll go ahead and end it. And shalom to every brother and every sister that's in this chat. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. Go to YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. I think Isaiah War hung up. But
you done with us?
Yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Like it, man.
Like, subscribe, share it. Share every episode you watching.
Right. It don't cost nothing. Like even if you press the like button, I don't really see why people have so much problem pushing the like button because I don't see why so many people have a problem with checking the like button when all it is just going to go into your liked folder on YouTube. Right. So it's not even going to do nothing. It's just you just push the like button. Who gives a damn? All right. So with that being said, tonight's show was money, hoes, and casinos. Money, hoes, and casinos.
Money, hoes, and casinos, man. You better navigate swiftly through the money and the hoes and the casinos.
I want to thank Angry Black Man Media. I want to thank Captain Ariel, man. Because, man, look, Captain Ariel, man, we do this just because we just love doing it. And for me,
right.
it's therapeutic. I get to get here and basically y'all get to see what we talk about.
Yeah, because we sit around and talk shit all the time anyway. So now we taking the shit talking that we do. We sculpting it, put it in the package and present it to y'all. So maybe y'all can learn something from the conversations we have all the time anyway.
Right, organized shit talking.
Organized shit talking.
That's right.
Exactly.
Organized.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Like I always say, y'all are the real winners out there. Y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but y'all here with us. So, y'all the real winners. I want to say thank y'all to y'all. And guess what? Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow is Sunday, and before you know it, it's going to be time to wake up and get back to our slaveries, man.
Get back to that goddamn plantation.
Yeah. So when we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out with a special song. We're gonna go out with a special song that I want to play for y'all. And this song right here is a classic down here in Delaware. All right. So we're gonna go out to that. Take care of yourselves and each other. All right. Peace.
Shalom.
Shalom.
My niggas is heavy there. I'm out Delaware. 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 My niggas is heavy there. Talking they looking for me, the pussies ain't never there.
I'm out Delaware and I'm Mitch, you already. 215, you already. Gang, we all heavy. Said I couldn't do it and I did it and they ain't let me. PD told me get him, I got him, who gon' check me? City on my back, you can hate it, you gon' respect me. Sit back and watch me work, tell them haters, I started flexing. Team getting busy, you busy, we can get reckless. Talking like they do this, get fraud in this, they profession. Study the balls, no dialogue, just pay attention. You niggas won't respect, you earn it cause I don't give it. Swag up a class with a hood, persona with it. Connected in places, you need permission just to visit. How you number one in your music ain't never mentioned. See you swerving in traffic, you ain't living how you spittin'. You already gangs and gang, you should get with it. Can't get a thing that's official out Delaware, remix good.
I'm out Delaware. My niggas is heavy there. 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 Talking they looking for me, the pussies ain't never there.
I'm with my little brother Downs, they bout to let Ali Mo go. You already gang, you already know, yo. Champagne, campaign, uniform, polo. Last name, cocaine, Poppy call me Coco. Cause he know when niggas stay close to the Tony like Manolo. You know me, you could get it by the OZ for the Lolo. Yeah, I'm heavy here, I'm out Delaware, I'm everywhere. B-A-B-K, M-I-A, they love me there. We fucking there, get a telly there. If they hungry there, let's get money there. Chewing like a gummy bear, never scared. Pay my heavy hair, I'm out Delaware, you could catch me there, you already, yeah.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. 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 Talking they looking for me, the pussies ain't never there.
This is where we be at, you already. Some places where that D at. My swagger make you relax. You already gang, I don't think you wanna see that. Men in my city, they agree, I don't see that. Haters, bunch of frauds and perpetrators. Broke now, won't be broker even later. I'm the coach, you niggas just a bunch of players. Real deal, Holyfield hooking. Rap like a vet, but I'm an all-star rookie. Scratch that, I'm nothing like these rap cats with these rap rats. Lying about they trap, this is where we at, scrap. We everywhere, and where you from, we heavy there. You already.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. I'm out Delaware, my